So, welcome to my hormone inspiration. And actually, I've been doing this for a year now on video, but I've been doing it on Facebook and on YouTube. And originally, it was just for my fertility clients. And then over Christmas, I had this sort of just realization. I just thought, why am I only doing it for my fertility clients? Because it can actually suit all my clients and it would be a much better way to do it. And why don't I do it as a Zoom so that people can really feel as if they're part of it, and then they can work together, and it would just be a much nicer way of working. So I thought, right, okay, let's give it a bash. So thank you very much for joining me, and let's see how it goes. So, um, about 5 years ago, I I developed some oracle cards called the Creation Fertility Toolkit, and basically there are 42 cards like this, nice pack of cards, and within them there are 42 ways to support yourself. So what I'm doing with this particular hormone inspiration is that each month I pull some cards, and then they're the cards that we focus on for the month. So step by step each month, you'll be building up a healthy, hormone happy lifestyle. And they include lots of different things, because I'm a naturopath and I'm a nutritional therapist and a body worker and a healer, and I have been in practice for 23 years now, which is quite frightening. And and so I include and integrate all of those kind of things within it. So I include moon energy, I include goddess work, I include yogic philosophy, because actually I'm trained in womb yoga as well. Um, and I'm a meditation teacher, so I include that. I include some chants. I include nutritional therapy and naturopathy, and then of course can't really do anything without the moon, so I include the moon as well, and healing energy. So I kind of integrated all of this into my cards, and that's what we'll be working on. So I also decided that this year what we would do is we would also work with plant energy as well. And the reason I'm using that is because I'm a great believer in plants, not only from their emotional perspective, but from their healing properties and their nutrients. And I also do something called spagyric energy medicine, which is amazing, an amazing, amazing form of medicine. And basically what that does is that it works with homeopathy, aromatherapy, energy medicine like plant medicine, and nutrients. And it's very science based. It's German, and sort of German Swiss, and so they're very much into the science of it as well. But it also works biodynamically, and they make all their remedies up biodynamically. So they really include the moon as well, and they also include astrology. So it's totally naturopathic. So I thought, well, this year what we would do is each month I would also include a plant medicine that's part of the spagyric range, so that we could work nutritionally and emotionally with it. So this month we're going to be working with nettle, and the reason we're working with nettle is because the spring nettles are just beginning, where I live, are just beginning to come through, and it'll probably be a couple more weeks, but it's very much about springtime. It's really good for cleansing, and spring really brings in that energy to start cleansing and do your major liver detox. I've already run one cleanse this year, which was my colon cleanse, but the end of March, around the spring equinox, that's when we'll be doing the liver cleanse. So I thought nettle would be a really good way for you to just introduce working with just gently cleansing yourself for the month of February. So we're going to be working with that, and I'm going to be talking about that. And then the other two, and then I pulled two cards today with the new moon, and actually it was quite astounding when I drew them, because they're quite similar. And remembering I've got 42 cards, and a lot of them are related to nutritional therapy, I was quite surprised that actually neither of these two cards did relate to it. But one of them is the law of attraction, which is very much about how we must think about what the energy that we're pulling towards ourselves, and how our thoughts really influence what happens in our lives. You know, if you think ill, you'll be ill. If you think negative, negative things happen. So we're going to be working with the law of attraction. And then the other card that I got was gratitude. And that's so right, because, you know, right now, I'm not saying the word, but we all know it, you know, 2020, 2021 so far has been challenging, to say the least. And a lot of us, particularly light workers, but many, many, many other people, you know, you're either working incredibly hard because you're a key worker, or you're not allowed to work. So, or you're having to work from home. And it's difficult to maintain feeling grateful during these times, but it impacts your hormones significantly with stress. So we're going to be working with actually naturopathic ways that we can work with gratitude, with the law of attraction, and then nutritionally we're going to be working with nettles. So is that okay? Because you're on mute, you might need to just say okay, yeah, little thumbs. That's excellent for me, thank you so much. So let's start with nettles. And I know there's not an abundance of them around at the moment, which probably means that you're either going to have to buy dried nettles, or you can get a spagyric remedy from me in nettles, or you would buy nettle seed maybe, or you would buy, or if you're lucky, you'll be able to find some nice little spring tops of the nettles, which you can use yourself. But the likelihood is that right now you might need to use the dried material. But nettle is just a real powerhouse, and as a general rule, they're everywhere. You know, it's really difficult to get rid of a nettle from your garden, and actually you don't really want to. Probably want to control them, but you don't want to get rid of them, because they're amazing fertilizers. They're also known as companion plants, so we use them to support and look after the other flowers and plants in our garden. And also they are fantastic detoxification plants. They're really amazing. They suck up all the bad energy, etc. So we can use that to really help ourselves detoxify now. So when I was thinking about nettles earlier, you know, there were some words that really came through. And one of the words is wake up. It's a real wake up plant, a spring plant. It's a fantastic decongestant. It connects with your ancestors, which really links with actually the Divine Codes workshop that I'm running in not this Sunday, next Sunday. We'll be doing a lot of ancestral and earth healing and that kind of thing, clearing your aura, which is also nettle's amazing to clear your aura and protect you. So protect came up, cleansing, strengthening, springtime, new beginnings, and working with heart energy. So nettle works with all of this. And actually it used to be called a sacred plant in the Anglo-Saxon times, and it was used in Roman times, and actually they're even using nettles now to make fabric again. And when I was reading up about nettles earlier, I didn't realise that they used to make sails out of nettles. I never knew that they could break down the nettle and make it almost like a thread and make fabric and make it into sails. So people have been using nettles for years and years and eons. So think, well, why would they do that? And it is just because, A, there's an abundance of them generally. There are two different kinds of nettles. There's the white nettle, which doesn't sting, and the common nettle, or the green nettle, that does. And it's really mineral rich. It's got loads of chlorophyll in. It's got vitamin C, vitamin K, most of the B vits, vitamin A, potassium, loads of phytonutrients, calcium, protein, magnesium, and absolutely an abundance of iron. So for female health, you can see that those nutrients would be really good for you. You know, if you're thinking about, you know, if you're still menstruating, then with your bleed, nettle can really support you. And yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. It also has quercetin in, and quercetin's amazing for immunity. And actually, they have been doing quite a lot of research on the virus and how quercetin is really supporting that with vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So quercetin is actually is very good for immune health, and it also has all sorts of other lovely things in. It's a real powerhouse and such a simple plant to use. So it's anti-aging because it's got all these amazing it's very good for oxidative stress, so fabulous for anti-aging. It really helps chronic health conditions. If you suffer with migraines and headaches through congestion, then nettle would be a real place to go because it's a great detoxifier. It helps you become alkaline. It really supports your lymphatic system. It helps remove bloating, so it's very good for the kidneys. It helps fight infections, so that's fabulous. It's got antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. It's all got those lovely properties within them. There's science to show that it lowers your blood sugar and your blood pressure and cholesterol. So women who suffer with thyroid issues will always have high cholesterol. It comes with it. And also, if you are the type that is a stress bunny or you're a worrier, then nettle can really help you. It can be really soothing, but also it's an anti-inflammatory, and it's got antihistamine in it, so it calms everything down, and that will support your whole endocrine system. So it's really worth thinking about it because it helps your kidneys, it helps your liver, so therefore it will help your endocrine system because it will support that whole system to detoxify and remain in balance. I mean, it's not going to be the only thing, but for this month, because I don't want to overload you, we're just talking about one plant per month, okay? It's also been used to support mucosal linings, so digestion, gut health, immunity. 70% of your immune system is in your gut. So nettle can support this by supporting the mucosal linings. It nourishes the blood. So again, you know, that will support your lymph system. It will also support anemia. It will also help cleanse your blood. It will help things return to balance. Apparently it helps sleep, which I've never used it for, but it makes sense. If it's an anti-inflammatory, then it would calm everything down. So it's good for respiratory function, and in fact Culpeper, he believes that you use it in the springtime to help decongest and get rid of phlegm, so it's really good for that. And for men, it's been shown to support prostate cancer and also support an enlarged prostate. So it's a very good thing because it's quite alkaline, so it really supports that, and again supports the whole kidney and all of those kind of things. And the seed of it is supposed to be an aphrodisiac, and so allegedly is supposed to help sperm as well, right? So, and also supposed to increase male libido. So it's really good for that as well. So it's a tonic. We've already talked about that. What else could we say about it? I mean, there's so much about it that I could talk about, but you know, maybe we'll talk about the emotion of it now, because that's kind of like the physical thing that you could use it for. And right now you could be using it with nettle tea in the morning. You know, springtime is about cleansing, so nettles, and in Eastern Europe they often have nettles first thing in the morning in the springtime to help really cleanse and rebalance. So maybe nettle tea would be a really good thing for you to do. If you are into veggie steams, then you could include nettles within your veggie steam. because it's really good for bladder issues, urinary issues, and has also been used for when there are infections around that area, the genital area. So if you wanted to do a veggie steam, then you would use nettles right now. How else would I do it? I suppose you could put it in a bath. You could have nettle soup if you can get enough nettles as well. And you could always use it if you're making muffins or something like that, to make nettle muffins. So there are lots of different ways that you can actually use it. I suppose you could use it if you're making like a nettle pesto as well, if you're able to actually get your own crops and do that. So I've got to put my glasses on now, excuse me. So Culpeper believed that the nettle top should be eaten in the spring to reduce phlegm and support all upper respiratory conditions. So going back to the virus, you can see how it would support people who maybe have that tubercular myasm within their body, and also tend to get phlegm and congestion, sinusitis, that kind of stuff. So we also believe that it helps purify and fortify the aura and gives you psychic protection. It connects with the planet Mars, which brings yang energy. So it's a doing plant. It's kind of like has that male energy. Okay, it's supposed to be very good to support like 5G and that kind of thing. That's what it's supposed to really work with those kind of negative electromagnetic geopathic stress kind of things. And spagirically, we believe that it stimulates creativity and new projects. And actually, it's exactly the time. Spring is really about that. It's about, you've had your ideas in the winter and now it's time to really get them started. So it's a great plant for March time, okay? And it's supposed to give you courage and vitality. So it's supposed to raise your vibration, which is what we all need, while cellular rebalancing. And it's supposed to release negativity, i.e. the detoxification part of it. And it's supposed to increase chi. So that's the vitality within you as well. It connects with your root chakra, your solar plexus, and also your third eye. So again, you would use it for grounding your creativity and using your intuition to see forward. So it's quite a magical little plant of transformation, really. You know, it's really asking you to wake up. But the other aspect of it is, if you're feeling prickly, what are you feeling prickly about? You know, how do you react when something happens? Do you overreact? Do you react and then think later? And actually, nettle is asking you, how are you reacting right now? And can you change the way that you react? Can you use that nettle energy of protection, of transformation? Can you use that energy to support yourself for this month? You know, it would be a really good idea to go for a mindful walk or do a little meditation journey with the nettle and see what it wants to talk to you about and how it can support you. You know, you may want to just use it as a supplement. You can buy it as a supplement or a tea. And especially if you want to detox, or, you know, if you suffer from edema and stuff like that, that would be a really good place to start. Yeah, so my suggestion this month is to actually work with nettle. And you can either have it, as I said, as a spagyric, in which case I can organise a tincture for you. And when you have a tincture, you can either use it as a spray, in which case you might want to use it around your aura, or you can ingest it. You can also put it in the bath. You can rub it on your body. There are lots of different ways that you can use spagyric remedies. You could put it in your cream if you want and put it on your face or your body. Lots of different ways. But if you don't want to use the spagyric, then buy the dried material or go out and see whether there are any nettles around, or just think about the energy of the nettle and how it can support you right now. Because if nothing else, it can certainly help your upper respiratory tract. You know, think about your own health conditions and whether you feel it would be appropriate for you right now. If you are pregnant, of which I don't think any of you are, but if any of you were pregnant, you can use nettle throughout pregnancy. I would not expect you to have more than 1 cup a day of that. If you are breastfeeding, it's also really good. It helps with milk. So you would get ladies who are breastfeeding to drink nettle tea, because it actually does really support milk production. So yeah, there's lots of good reasons why you can drink nettles or use them. So that's my nettle suggestion for the month. And then the other ways that I'd really like you to think about working this month is working with gratitude. And I would like you to really think about what you're grateful for in your life, because it's very easy not to feel grateful, and it's very easy to whinge right now. And obviously I'm only speaking for myself, but I know that I can become a whinging old bag at the moment, and I can feel negative, and naturally I am not a negative person, and I really beat myself up when I've done that. But I read this amazing book called The Magic years ago, and I often use it actually within the liver cleanses. And this book is by a lady called Rhonda Byrne, and it's amazing because every day what she gets you to do is write a letter of gratitude. And even if you can just say 3 things that you feel grateful for every day, it's a really good start. But if you can get an A4 sheet of paper and just start writing things that you're grateful for, you will be amazed. Now, it may only be in the beginning that you're grateful for the fact that you've got a roof over your head, and that you've got a bed, and that you've got warmth and electricity. I mean, I say that it might only be, I mean, these are amazing, fantastic things, but we rarely think about them. Or that we have food on our table, or we have a healthy body. But there is so much more, and once you start to do that, you will always be able to find something that has happened in your day that you can be grateful about. You know, it could have been kindness from a stranger. It could have been, you know, it could just be that the sun is out on that particular day. You know, whatever it is, start to be grateful every day, and express that gratitude to somebody else if you can. But if you can't, write it down or say it out loud before you go to bed. It's a great idea to write this down before you go to sleep, because if you struggle with sleep, then it kind of soothes everything and it stops your head from being so super busy, so that it can really calm everything down. So I'm inviting you to bring gratitude into this moon cycle. And talking about that, then we can go on to the law of attraction. And it is so true that what we think is how we perceive life. So if you're thinking positive, and if you're thinking that you're going to have success in something, it will happen for you. And in fact, I was speaking to Aria earlier, and we were talking about the synchronicities that are happening right now. You know, where we think something and then somebody might say something to us the next day, and it kind of marries it together. And that's the law of attraction working its magic. It really is. So think positive. Make your plans. Maybe do a vision board. Remind yourself daily that you're working towards something, or something it's going to be achieved. And because what you think is what happens in your life. If you're thinking negative, negativity will happen. So changing that mindset into positivity. And also saying thank you, thank you, thank you after you've expressed your gratitude, and really acknowledging what that law of attraction has done for you on that day. You know, it is really amazing. And if you wanted to do a chant for that with the law of attraction, it's Ramadar Sa, sorry, Ramadar Sa Se So Hung. And if you go on my website, so look on YouTube, you will actually find that really amazing mantra that you can use, and you can sing to it. So it's more sort of kirtan, but you can do it just by using your bracelets or whatever it is that you want to do, and repeat it. Repeat that mantra 21 times a day. Okay, and it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's an amazing, beautiful mantra. And the affirmation that goes with the law of attraction is, I attract my goals and work towards them with enthusiasm and energy. So it may be that you can't work with the law of attraction. Yeah, I will do. It may be that you can't work with the law of attraction in the way that I'm suggesting, as in really kind of like putting it in your head and that's how it's going, but you might be able to work with the mantra, or you might be able to work with the affirmation. And so both of those things would really support you for this month. Let me just type this in for you. So it is Ramadar Sa. Ramadar Sa. Oh, I've put that slightly wrong. There's only Sa Se So Hung. Sorry, typed that really badly. But Sam, who is on this call here, Sam runs a lovely little chant group every Tuesday evening. So if we ask her nicely, she might do it for us one Tuesday evening. So yeah, and that's always available for people if they want to join it. But YouTube has definitely got it. It is really about unconditional love. It's absolutely fabulous. Hold on one second. I should be able to know this off by heart. Yeah. It literally means I am infinite universal energy. That's what it means. I am infinite universal energy. So even if you don't connect with the actual Kundalini chant, then Sanskrit chant, you can actually just say I am infinite energy. I connect with infinite energy. And you can see how that cycle, you know, we are what we think. We are who we're around. We want to interconnect and support each other. And to do that, we really need to raise the vibration of life. It's very difficult at the moment because there is so much the feeling of heavy energy around us. So let's kind of really raise it this month and really work with the law of attraction, gratitude, and working with nettles. So I'm going to turn off the record in a moment and then we can chat about it. I will put all of this up on my Justine Evans website as well, and also the video link as well in case you want to see it again, although it will be on YouTube too. But I will put up a chant for you to be able to listen to. I'll put up the affirmations as well. I'll put up a little bit of information about nettles, and also a gratitude exercise, because another way that you can do a gratitude exercise is actually just doing yourself writing it down and making a beautiful picture with it, or you know, that is just a really amazing way to work, and just doodle with it. And it's just amazing. In fact, I have a feeling that I have put a gratitude one up already on my Justine Evans website. So really kind of like work with that, get your coloured pencils out, get your paints out, and just really enjoy it. It's a really beautiful thing to do, and fantastic for your stress hormones. It will really calm things down for you. And if you are struggling with your partner or one of your children or whatever it is, it's also a really fabulous thing to do. And what you could do is you could each do one for each other and write all the good things about that person within that gratitude doodle or or whatever it is that you want to call it. It's a really lovely thing to, a mandala, it's a really lovely thing to do. So enjoy this month. And then next month we're going to meet on the 10th of March, although I have realised that that's my husband's birthday, so I might have to change it to the next day because I could be in a bit of trouble. But 6 o'clock works well. So anyway, we'll wait and see. So I'm just going to stop the recording now, and then then we can chat. Yeah, put yourself back on off mute.